win attempt?
No, that is it. And there goes Norbert with the fatality.
Oh! The champion has
been eliminated!
Knocked.
We're going to see a new champion! Oh, Aiden Cordova is moving on!
Aiden moves on. What a
He's eliminated Norbert Vale!
And we have just begun.
Oh, and a nice head kick. Is Jenner gonna move on?
Yes,
and he does!
Yes, he is!
Brandon
with the win.
Brandon! What?
He knocked out the champ. That's
What?
wow.
For Mortal Kombat's very own Rich Divizio!
Undisputed Blood Wars Championship.
Oh, look at that.
And
Look at
vicious
that
combo.
slamming. That's literally.
The 60-hit combo.
But because of the fact that you eliminated Michelle in the Tekken 3 tournament, I have to avenge her L. So guess what? Don't take this ass kicking personally.
Sleeping on it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, he's not
Oh,
sleeping on
he
it.
doesn't!
Yep, not
Steven
he's
Lucas
definitely not
is
sleeping
moving
on it.
on!
Gotta give it up to Michelle, though.
Steven! It is all over!
The return
Norbert
of
Vale
Norbert Vale,
is your
the champion!
Bloody Wars champion!
Bloody Wars Nation! This is JP Pitch, your host of the Bloody Wars Tournament, and welcome to another episode of the Bloodcast. And today is episode number 5, folks. And as always, this is going to be yet another great show. Let's dive into action, shall we? First things first, let's give a massive shout out to our incredible sponsor, the FFC. Attention all football freaks. Mark your calendars for the kickoff season starting in June. Head over to www.flagfootballchampionships.net to sign up and secure your spot on the field. And another thing I want to give a huge shout out to. Happy today is my stepfather's birthday. So happy birthday to my stepfather. He's been by my side since day one, and he deserves a huge shout out. So happy birthday. Now that we've got through all of that, I've got some exciting news for all arcade lovers out there. Let's give the news to them. So what's new? Well, the first ever Bloody Wars arcade cabinet project is nearing completion, thanks to the hard work of my father and my older brother from the Pitts family. With Steam, MAME, and the ROM simulations coming together, get ready for gaming experience like no other, and expect some more modern games. I can't wait to see which modern games are going to go down to the floor. And speaking of modern games, ladies and gentlemen, Combo Breaker is just around the corner. That's right, folks. Chicago's biggest fighting game tournament is just around the corner. And we are gearing up for Memorial Day weekend with a lineup that'll knock your socks off, starting with Killer Instinct, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Street Fighter 6, and new MK1, Tekken 3, and more. There's something for every fighting game fanatic. Head over to combobreaker.org for more details on how to sign up. Like I said, folks, it is around the corner, so don't wait to get on the website and sign up now. Speaking of fighting games, folks, let's talk about our main event, the Bloody Wars tournament on June 23rd at 4 p.m. Super Dragon Ball Z takes center stage in this double elimination showdown. And don't forget about the pre-show, folks, at 1 p.m., where we'll be dropping some major announcements, unveiling something new. And oh, did I even mention the prizes? That's right, folks. The prizes. I sound like a broken record sometimes, but we gotta hype it up now, I definitely got something to hype up for this, especially for this event coming up. But the prizes, folks, let's not forget about the prizes. What do we got on our plate? We've got the top 3 contenders walking away with cash money prize, Funko Pops, and the ultimate prize awaits for the first place winner, the Bloody Wars Interim Championship belt. And if that's not enough, they'll also take home the legendary Akira Toriyama memorial sketch of Goku. And it's a Dragon Ball Z's fan dream come true. To those that think, hold on, am I frozen? Give me one quick second, folks. Hold on. This is not good. All right, there we go. And to those that think I'm bullshitting with the Akira sketch, this finally came in the mail on Saturday. This is the legit deal, folks. The signature of Akira Toriyama right here, the sketch of Goku. It's a limited edition sketch, and it represents his true legacy. So this will be the first place prize, the major first place prize for the tournament. That is huge, huge, huge stuff if you ask me. Coming up to the pre-show, the main tradition of the show is to get the roster interviewed and to get their last words out before the big show. Well, luckily for all of us, a few days ago, we made it official. That's right, folks. I believe what was it? Friday? No, Sunday. There was a contract signing on that day, and it's official. We have a journalist / interviewer on board. Who is it, you might ask? Should I reveal it? Do you guys want to know? I should. Damn, I guess they do want to know. All right. Who is it, you might be asking? Her name is Catherine Bosey. That's right, folks. Your former yearly member for the Ghosts. Really good at Rainbow Island. Former regular at the Ghost. A long time ago. She's finally coming back and making a return as your interviewer for Bloody Wars. So if you want to get interviewed by her, definitely head over to the tournament and sign up at www.bloody-wars-tournament.com. That's going to be awesome. But wait, there's more. The moment we've been waiting for, folks. Saturday morning, the new undisputed Bloody Wars Championship belt arrive. And it'll be in the hands of none other than GJ Shady during the pre-show. Yeah, I know, Steven. I know. I see you in the chat. What's going on, Steven? Like I said, folks, during that event, GGA Shady will be holding on to that belt. But like I said, folks, get ready for the ultimate showdown. Why, you might ask? Because the first place winner of Super Dragon Ball Z will have the chance to go head-to-head against GGA Shady for the undisputed Bloody Wars Championship belt. This will be a live event on YouTube. 2 out of 3 games will be chosen to battle it out. Each opponent will have the opportunity to choose the 2 games to play against each other on. If both of them win one match after the games are chosen, the last game will be selected by me. Whoever wins 2 games from this throwdown will be the new king of Bloody Wars. Like I said, folks, I am hyped up for this event. I think everyone will. Yeah, Steven, another belt. And while the date is still undecided, after Super Dragon Ball Z and the Championship Throwdown, the next Bloody Wars game will be none other than Part 2 of Power Stone 1. That's right, folks. Get ready for a new adventure filled with 1v1 battles, legendary treasures, and epic showdowns. And yes, I am fully aware of what would happen when I announced Power Stone as the next game. The competition wouldn't be there. I can't be breaking this down for you guys. Like, it just wouldn't be there. Maybe what 1% chance someone might win if I'm in the tournament. But like I said, folks, it's a little bit of a conflict of interest, don't you think? I don't know. To quote Doc's catchphrase, who knows? Who knows? Before we bring our guest for this week, let us recap. Let's take a moment to recap last week's Bloodcast. That was episode number 4. And my guest at that time was none other than GGA Shady himself. He is fired up for a combo breaker this weekend. He talked a lot about Mortal Kombat and how the FGC legacy started and the time when he first stepped into GGA. Great conversations and awesome stories, folks. If you missed out on it live, be sure to check out the replays on the YouTube channel for some fascinating insights. But now, coming into the Bloodcast is one of GGA's decorative gamers. He is obsessed with the Mortal Kombat series, and he is one of our huge Bloody Wars stars. Ladies and gentlemen, he is your number 9th ranked contender for the Bloody Wars tournament. He is your former Galloping Ghost Gamer of the Year, Chris Plachy! Chris!
Hey,
What's going on?
can you hear me good?
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly.
Hell yeah,
good.
dude. I was so nervous about that. I couldn't get the mic to work.
I'm glad. No, don't be nervous, man. You sound great, better than ever. How you feeling tonight?
Well, I'm doing good now that I got everything working.
That's good. That's good. We need that.
It would have been really disappointing if everyone tuned in and you didn't have a guest because of faulty equipment. So
No, I'm going through the same thing, man. You know, it's technical difficulties can be a thing. I completely understand. But now that you're here, we can hear you perfectly. It's going well. It's going well in our direction. That's the start. So, first off, thank you for being here. I know you're one of our huge contenders, especially into the Mortal Kombat scene. Speaking of that game, I want to touch base a little bit with that game first thing. I know we've covered some of your experience during our Bloody Wars promos that we've had together, where I had to interview you regarding that game. So you've quoted that you first played Mortal Kombat when you were 5. So
now to correct you on that, Mortal Kombat 1 on Sega Genesis was the first video game I ever played. I think I was about maybe 3 or 4. And small story, I came home from kindergarten and I just decided to pop it in. And with Liu Kang, I beat that game. I was 5 years old. So it's very big part of gaming history for Chris Plachy. So
No, for sure. And then I know you. I know you didn't stop there. You're making your way towards the big scenes for MK and the FGC community. For even Bloody Wars, we've had like Shang Tsung Fight Night. I'm pretty sure you were there for
of
sure
course,
for that event. Yeah, I knew you wouldn't miss a beat for that. So, what's the gaming scene like for you, and how do you practice these skills when it comes to Mortal Kombat? Because I know you're fully investing. You invest your time in the scene. You're investing in the time with the game. So, what's that been like for you?
the gaming scene for modern games or retro, or are we just talking Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, in general.
Well, there's different fields. You got the retro scene, and then even the modern scene has some competitive stuff going on with. I mean, there exist Madden tournaments, and I didn't even know that was a thing because those games last forever. But no, with playing Mortal Kombat so much as a kid growing up, I was really into the fighting game scene. Just practicing as much as I can. Like as a kid, I'd say it was more of just, you beat the game, you unlocked everything. What's new? Like, what's the next step? Well, try to get good with characters, learn combos, and understand the meta for these old games. And that's kind of how it's been for every every MK game, even the modern MK games. Try to learn as much as I can as I go. And
You would say that pretty much is pretty much what you're saying is you're practicing with the games. You're trying to figure out which character suits you, and whatever it is, you just go with it, depending on how you feel with that certain character, of course, for sure.
That's a big part of it. It's especially if you're getting more into the competitive scene with any fighting game, you want to see a character that has all the tools that you want. Like if you're more of a rush down type of person, you just want to get down and dirty. Then yeah, pick someone with fast movements, big damage.
Of course, or someone that's like big and heavy, like what's his name? Goro is a big one.
Well, yeah, I was surprised to see Goro as a playable character in Mortal Kombat Trilogy. When I first picked that up as a kid, I was like, you could play as Shao Kahn and Motaro?
Yeah.
Like,
I was surprised that they got Shang Tsung in there.
Like, how fair is that? I mean, it's cool for, people to try out these characters, but it's just
right.
Like in the competitive scene, they're banned. So
for sure. Yeah, I get you. We've got people tuning in. We got Steven Lucas, your former Gamer of the Year, Brandon Travis, and DSP, some of the Bloody War suspects. Tuning in.
I got comments pulled up right now. I'm watching you guys. Hope you can hear me well.
Is there anything you want to say to the people that are watching?
Well, hope you enjoy the show, I guess.
That's one way to put it. There you go. We're making progress.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I know, like, I see King Cam commenting a lot. I know he's doing a lot with his convention videos and all the, wish him all the best. I haven't been around much in the arcade to see everybody, so most of that's because between living in the real world and practicing for Combo Breaker. So I just answered your question there, Brandon. I'll be playing in Combo Breaker this weekend.
Well, so I know, like, new MK1, you're gonna be I know you're gonna be a huge contender for that. You're already suited up and getting ready for that for the weekend. What's that been like for you? Like, are you the type of player that's doing controller, or are you gonna be using stick, or what's your strategy? Well, I don't want to give away fully to anybody that's going to be watching it or that's going to be competing, but like give us like a taste of what you're doing for Combo Break.
It really depends on the game you're playing. Like when I was playing King of Fighters 15 or any KOF title, I play on stick, because a lot of those moves, like kind of like Street Fighter, where it's half circle or like moves that aren't really that executable on a D-pad, I use stick for that. Especially like in King of Fighters, you just got the 4 buttons, and on the Neo Geo cabinet, they're all laid out as A, B, C, D, all in a straight line. That's how I like it for KOF. But for Mortal Kombat, it's more of I've always played on stick. I'm always comfortable on or not stick. I'm sorry, on the pad.
Oh wow, that's
always been comfortable with that, especially with the Xbox controllers. How stiff the D-pad is. Like you know where you want to push the buttons. You hear that click to guarantee that you are making those inputs. So I prefer Xbox over PlayStation. So even like at Combo Breaker, even at FGC meetups, I'll bring my Xbox controller with the what you call it, the Brook converter, the Wingman.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So
easy to get.
Yeah, no, I bet. So which brackets are you going to be playing for Combo Breaker? Have you chosen one? Are you in Mortal Kombat, or which ones are you looking at?
Well, as much as I liked competing in fighting games lately, believe it or not, this is my first Combo Breaker. So
okay.
I'm just dedicating to one game, which is MK1.
Of course.
I just want to, at least let people know in the community that I could stand my ground. And it didn't work so well at Frosty this year because, the game was still new. I was learning a different character. I switched from Baraka to Scorpion at the time. So learning the counter stuff at Frosty was just, did not do so good. But I'm feeling pretty good about Combo Breaker.
Right, especially that the game's been out for a while now. You're already going to get used to, the new characters in there as well. So that's a little bit more helpful. Plenty of time and preparation for that.
I saw King's comment about playing at Frosty. Yeah, I've been playing at Frosty since MK11 was still around and people were signing up for that. Even like the online during the COVID lockdowns, Frosty was still going on with their online brackets. I was in there too. Every Frosty I've been to up until this year, I was in top 24 for MK. So
how would that work if it was like an online bracket? Because I know the pandemic had to kick in. So like, how did that work?
So that was tough for me because I play on Xbox.
Right.
A lot of the pro tournament events online, they're always going to be on, if like let's say MK11, it was always PS4. Now it's only PS5. So for when playing in Frosty online, like I bought a PS4 specifically just to play KOF 15 because it wasn't out on Xbox yet.
Right.
But for online brackets too, I was like, we're in lockdown. I'm not going anywhere. Might as well try to level up with these guys.
There you go.
So yeah, bought my own PS4 from Blair, who was a former employee at Galloping Ghost Arcade. So it was very nice to, have those connections.
For sure.
But now that MK1 has crossplay and like they're even doing pro tournaments with crossplay lobbies, so it's pretty cool.
For sure. No, and then they're coming back in and they're having like big events now. Obviously, it's been like 3 years since the pandemic, so I mean, everyone's gearing up and ready and fired up for this one. So first Combo Breaker, huh? Why the first one?
Well, I wanted to get into it when MK11 was going on, but because of COVID lockdowns, that never happened.
Sure.
There was one combo breaker that had MK11 going. It was the first year. The game was only like a month old, so I wasn't completely comfortable with my characters. I didn't fully understand the meta of the game. I was going to Ghost Battle Series every week and just getting my ass beat. So I wasn't comfortable in going that time. And then by the time when I was like, yeah, I think I'm ready, then COVID hit.
That's when you geared up. Oh man, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and then as COVID went on, the lockdowns, they were just like, yeah, we're not supporting MK11 anymore. You gotta wait for the next one.
Yep.
So,
That'd be
it
unfortunate.
was just all bad timing. But yeah, this year I'm feeling pretty good. These playing casuals with Shady and like even at the Bloody Wars tournament in grand
Yeah.
finals with him. I think I've proven a point that I can stand my ground against really good players and make an effort. So yeah, I'm feeling good about Combo Breaker this time.
There was an arcade cabinet version of MK1. We had it was an MK layout, and I know something similar to that is obviously when you're playing sticks in the MK1 layout for sure. Are we gonna see that in Combo Breaker with you, or are we gonna see it in the controller? What's that gonna look like?
See me play on stick?
Yeah, if that's even an option.
It is an option, and I could pull it off, but I'm when it comes to execution and making sure you're like the layout and where your inputs are. When it comes to that, I prefer controller.
Oh wow. Okay.
And for that Bloody Wars tournament with the MK1 cabinet, like I knew the button layout because I played 1 through 4 on the arcades all these years.
Right.
So I was familiar with like, oh, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 block cameo. So it was more of just like, oh hey, I could do it.
Right.
But would I do it in a pro scene? No.
Makes sense. Everyone's using controller. I get it. Trying to get into the modern.
Like I just
era.
show up on stream like, hey guys, look what I could do. I still lose.
Oh man. Let's hope we don't go in that direction when you're playing controller. But I'm glad I covered up the arcade version of MK1 because I wanted to get a little bit into the arcade scene because you've covered the way you've been playing. You've covered like both eras of gaming. The retro scene when you went to I noticed from the MK4 pre-show you were talking to Sam at that one point where you were mentioning that when you first came into GGA, you noticed that there was a scorecard for MK4 and you wanted to like lay it out and pull a first pretty much. So does that after that moment, did that motivate you to play other games? Because I know you're on different cards and you play different games for sure.
Well, that was so long ago. I guess you could say it kind of made me want to expand my horizons in the gaming genre, especially in the scoring community.
Right. That was in 2017, right?
I think it was. I think it was in 2016, but I was like, nah, I could get a better, faster time.
You upped it in 2007. Got it.
Yeah. I think at the time in 2016, maybe it was in the winter, the Galloping Ghost had these achievement books where you can go around, do specific things, or go to specific arcade locations like Underground Retrocade, Pixel Blast. What else? Well, Prince Arcades wasn't around yet, but
Right.
you know, you do these achievements, you get signed off on them, and you get points, and you can cash those points in to get prizes, whether it was like, you know, a day pass, something free from like the drinks or the snacks. Their highest reward, which was like 10,000 points, was a free arcade cabinet for your house. And that's what I worked up to. And I think a year later, I finally got all those points. And yeah, Doc and I talked it out.
Mhm.
And he was like, "Hey, I found a Neo Geo 161-in-1 cart. So it's 161 games on one cartridge, all Neo Geo in this miniature cabinet." I was like, "That's perfect. That's more than one. That's more than one game."
Right.
So he had a guy send it to the house. It was all working great. Still plays great. You know, that's where a lot of my
Do you still
Neo
have it
Geo
right now?
scores. What's up?
Do you still have it?
Yes.
Mm,
Yeah,
nice.
I still got a few cabinets. They're not here. They're at another house. So
I see.
but a lot of my Neo Geo scores are owed to that 161-in-1 cabinet, because that's I spent a lot of time on that with the Metal Slug, 8-Man, Shock Troopers.
Right.
So yeah, that's a lot of scores in that Neo Geo aisle.
This is a good question from Steven. Do you have a garage arcade, or where do you keep your cabinets at? If you were to have cabinets.
So at the time I started getting arcade games, I want to say I was about 20, 21 years old. I was just saving
Oh,
up
wow.
money. Yeah, I was working at Jewel at the time, you know, crappy retail. And I was saving up as much as I went. And on eBay, I would just always skim through, like, hey, any MK games, like at a cheap amount, I'll get them. And that's kind of how it started. I started getting these arcade games at a young age, and this was before I even won Gamer of the Year. I was 23 when I won Gamer of the Year. So, you know, years prior to that, like still being a teenager, having these big machines in your parents' basement. So yeah, that's kind of what got me more into the arcade scene, because I wanted to know how to take care of these games, proper maintenance, splicing, rewiring, all that good stuff. So that's
Wouldn't
what got.
that, yeah, go ahead. I mean, wouldn't that be like the main reason why you know a lot about the Mortal Kombat era? Because of these games that you picked up, wouldn't that be like the big reason why?
It'd be a big reason why I know how tough the competitive scene was.
Sure, that makes sense.
But, you know, I've been playing these games on home consoles since I was a little kid, like, you know, 4 or 5 years old. So as each Mortal Kombat came out, you know, I was studying the hell out of them. And then I found out that the arcade ports were much better, you know, better sound, better imagery with the motion capture. I was like, dude, these are great. Why don't I have these? And then, you know, practicing on the arcade ports. Then I went to my first Shang Tsung Fight Night and got slaughtered. I was like, wow, there's a really tough scene behind this.
For
So
sure. I think Brandon had a good question. I was gonna ask that question, but I guess he kind of asked it before me. The question was, what got you to be Gamer of the Year? Like, what motivated you to become Gamer of the Year? Was it from the combat scene, or did it just start from that?
no, what got me Gamer of the Year is jumping through hoops. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, there's I will say right now that for people that want to be Gamer of the Year, that in the Bloody War scene, not going to drop any names, but there's a lot more to it than just submitting scores in fighting games or even playing in Bloody Wars. There's a lot more to it. You got to get more involved with the community. Go out to other arcades and like know those guys. Know what the competition is. even competing and attending at Galloping Ghost events like T20 or I would say Battle of the Arcades, but they're not doing that anymore. It's just a lot. You just got to get really involved and invested in the community that the arcade has.
So whatever event pops up, you just be all in it, pretty much. Invest your time in it for sure.
Absolutely. Even Pen Expo or C2E2. I don't know about those. I mean, they'd probably be nice to GGA would probably be nice to see you there at their booths, but I don't know if that would get. I don't know if that's worthy of Gamer of the Year. Like, yeah, you got the highest honor at Galloping Ghost Arcade for attending a convention. No, it's not going to work like that.
So what would be the honorary? What would it be then?
Well, like I said, just get more involved with the community, like not just scoring, but attending events at the arcade. Tournaments are important, and just meeting big members of the community, like going back to the achievement book, you can get points for meeting Jamie Tibbetts and Pete Gores, like former Gamers of the Year, like because they were great members of the community. So it's good to know those people and get involved in, like, talk games and maybe help each other out. That's what it's all about.
Did you have to like meet all those gamers to obviously become Gamer of the Year? Because obviously, like you said, it's not all about scoring. It's about more than that, like a lot more than that. You had to meet a lot of gamers when you were trying to go for it, right?
I would say it helps because you got this stiff competition, you got this level that you're trying to reach. So getting to know these people, and like I said, like the arcade community, they're not assholes. Pardon my French, but but it's more of just like encouraging one another to beat a score that they set. Like, I remember Pete Hahn and I were always going back and forth with games like TH Strikes Back, 8-Man. Like, we were always neck and neck. And whenever a new score was submitted, like, there were no grudges held. We were just like, dude, good stuff, man. Like, how'd you do this at this part? Like, and they weren't afraid to, like, we weren't afraid to share secrets. We're just like, oh yeah, you gotta save up this meter and you get more points for the blah blah blah. So that's really what the community should be, encouraging people to get a score that you set, or that's just all positive vibes,
For sure. No, I understand. So when did you I had another question in mind as well regarding GGA. So when did you when was your first time going to the arcade? What was that like for you at first?
Well, I'll even go beyond that.
Sure.
Before I visited, I first heard about it from playing MK9, because I was I think I was in college at the time. Maybe I was still in high school. I don't know. But I was playing online, and I was doing my usual thing, just studying characters and combos and playing online a lot. But, my brother having college parties a lot, his friends would be watching me play, and they're like, one of his friends came up to me. He's like, dude, you ever heard of Galloping Ghost Arcade? Like, they have Mortal Kombat tournaments there and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? I got to check it out. And at a couple, maybe like a year later or so, a friend of mine was bored, and he was just like, hey, you want to check out this arcade? And I was like, yeah, I've been wanting to go there. So it was about 11 o'clock at night. It was during a snowstorm.
Oh boy.
And yeah, there's nobody on the road, but
hey,
we go there because GGA was open till 2.
Mhm.
And then, I walk in the door and like the first person I see is John Parrish, who's Jackson.
Oh, wow. That's
And
awesome.
I was like, are you kidding me? Like,
Wow. What a best first day.
this game that I praised and worshipped for so long, like one of the actors is right in front of me when I walk into this place. So that was a big deal. And like Phil Pops was behind the counter. He's like, yeah, these guys, they come in all the time. And blah. I was like, well, no, I got to come here all the time.
That was a guaranteed. That was like a guaranteed yes for you. Just John Parrish.
Absolutely. And seeing the retro, seeing all the Mortal Kombat games in their original dedicated cabinets, all on the line. That was a great sight to see. That was one of my Facebook profile icons, like the banner at the top. When you visit
Yeah.
profile, like I had that picture of just all 4 of their cabinets right there.
Hold on. No, I had to be the best moment. Like ever since then, there you are. You remember that moment?
so that was at Combat Con 2017.
Yeah.
That was a great time. Every Combat Con, every Shang Tsung Fight Night, it's always good to see those guys. And if they announce somebody new, like I'm going to be showing up with all my gear because I need stuff signed. I'm still waiting on Ed Boon. I did meet him once, but
Ed Boon, he's a big one.
Yeah, he showed up unexpectedly at one of them, and I was like, man, I don't have any of my stuff with me. I just came here to play.
You just have one. Yeah, every one of them except for Ed Boon.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And I did talk with him though. I got a picture with him, so that was still a good moment. But I'd love to just have like all my autograph stuff just complete.
For sure. Now that you mentioned that, if we're doing Mortal Kombat again, I gotta get Ed Boon in here now. Now that you mentioned that, sounds like I gotta do some dirty work now. Okay,
he's got a tight schedule, but
I'm pretty sure. If it's Bloody Wars, if the name Bloody Wars rings a bell,
no, I got connections.
I bet you do. You do.
Hey Pete, can you invite me to NRS one of these days?
Yeah. Oh, I hope Pete. I haven't talked to Pete in a while. It's been a while, but no. And then like I said, a bunch of people from the community. Pete was obviously one of them. He was actually the guy that was behind the counter too. So definitely can't miss that. So and then Bloody Wars, and then I know you're one of the huge Mortal Kombat competitors. We've got people coming in from Bloody Wars as well, and you're obviously one of our experienced contenders. So it's weird because it's just like, what was it? You attended the January 7th event. You attended to MK4. And then MK1. Did I get all of them? That was all of them, right?
Well, there was the second Bloody Wars tournament where it was multiple brackets, and then
I didn't want to mention that.
I'm sorry, but I'll tell you why I dropped out of that one. But once it got to the whole randomizer part, I was like, it kind of gives an unfair advantage to people. Because when you think about it, it's like, okay, Plachy versus Vale, and then the randomizer spins and it hits Killer Instinct. Who do you think is going to win?
Sure. So during that time, and you go ahead. No, I was gonna say during that time, I think it was like my first 2 events that I was trying to run. And I was trying to compare the fighting games and either put them together, but then months later, I came to a conclusion where not all fighting games are completely different, and they're all different. So, that's one of the big lessons that I've learned for fighting games. But then ever since then, ever since that we've been putting out Mortal Kombat like MK4 and MK1, you've been attending to, and you've come really close. I'm glad that you mentioned Plachy versus Vale. I was gonna get to that in a minute, but I want to like talk to you about MK4. Obviously, you had experience, and then you were competition wise. You're the top. You're the top guy of the card. I think you're the only guy in the card, right? Or if I'm not
For
mistaken.
MK4?
Yeah, unless if someone else put in a score. I think no.
No, that was one of the reasons why I wanted to put a score up because no one else did. I was like, what's wrong with these people? So, and then I
Right.
found it. Yeah, it was a speed running thing. I normally don't like doing speed runs, but I did it
It is
anyway.
Mortal Kombat. You're
got-
all for it.
You got to. So that's one of the inspirations.
So then that game. So like I said, we had that game. You were close, and you obviously had experience, and you're going hard on the game. What's that been like for you as a Bloody Wars contender? Like, what do you think of the organization, if you will? Like when it comes to these fighting games in Mortal Kombat, the way it's structured, I should say.
Oh, what do I think of Bloody Wars?
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of the wrestling scene.
Sure.
And don't take it as offense, but it's more of just like, yeah, like everything is just over the top and it can get pretty dramatic sometimes. But that's kind of the environment that the person organizing wants to go for. Like he wants a lot of hype and build up around it. I'd say if I was organizing a bracket, I'd probably just keep it simple where it's just, hey, come attend this. If you're winning or get top 3, you get some cash, day pass, just come one, come all. But I feel like the way you organize stuff, especially with the promos, it's like really over the top in a positive way too. Where it's just like, yeah, try to beat this champion, see if you have what it takes. And
we even put the behind the scenes, you and your promo with Vale. Oh my god.
Dude, I'm not complaining. I thought the promo was a lot of fun to do, where it was just, I'm just making a fool out of myself the whole time, like
right.
trying to act like the what is it? The good guy. We're like the Chuck Norris of the rivalry.
But we needed a new champion. You were our hope. That's what it looked like at first.
No, but it was a lot of fun to do that, and you got to see the goofy side of me for a change.
That's what we wanted for sure, and I think when we do these Bloody Wars events, that seeing the promos of you, it even let us know who you are pretty much. I don't know, especially after MK4. I don't know if you're gonna be up to do one again, but I mean, it was a good time. It was a good time. Well, wouldn't you say so?
Oh, another promo?
Yeah.
Well, to tell you the truth, like before MK1, I wanted to do like a quick little promo myself. With some death metal in the background and like showing off some MK1 combos, like you ain't ready for this. But
right.
The tournament was a week away, and didn't have the time to put it all together. And I was like, all right, I'll just show up.
For sure. No, I mean, for me, if I'm editing promos myself, if you're gonna be involved in it, we could have done Plachy versus Shady t-shirts. By the way, go to www.bloody-wars-tournament.com. Plachy versus Vale t-shirts are on sale now. Just a reminder. No, we could have done promos like that. If I would have remembered to do promos with Plachy, or if Shady would have been out for it. Damn. We could have had something good.
Yeah, going back to the Plachy versus Vale shirts.
Yeah.
There's no grudges.
Uh-huh.
I'm not mad at all that the name is misspelled. In fact, I think it's become
Uh-huh.
a running gag, really, for like more of an inside joke in the community, where it's just like, aha, yeah, it's pretty funny, and like, you know, people have a smile on their face when they see it, and they joke and laugh about it, but not in a mean way. I'd say it's more of just becoming an inside joke in the community, and with K in Plachy makes sense because I'm playing Mortal Kombat with a K. So
Sure.
it does
Oh,
make sense, right?
I see what you did there. Okay.
But
So, go
long
ahead.
story short, keep the K.
We're turning into something positive. I like that. We're coming up with stuff. Nice. So, I mean, yeah, going back to that, positive environments all around. Um, I was gonna get into the more of the scenes with Mortal Kombat, but with Bloody Wars, after the expansion popped up, there was a recent expansion room that popped up not too long ago at the arcade. You mentioned a very different game that you wanted for Bloody Wars. Do you want to tell everyone what that is?
So that was Air Guys.
Yeah.
So Air Guys is a 3D fighter similar to Power Stone, where it's an open arena. You could run around, you could use items, and it's made by Square Enix at the time. Yeah, the same people that made Final Fantasy, if I'm not correct. So
I think so. Yeah.
Tifa's in there, Cloud's in there, and yeah, that I always had a lot of fun playing that as a kid because it was on PlayStation. And Doc told me that he has an arcade port in the vault. I was like, "Are you nuts? Get that out here!"
And that was your request for if you were to win Gamer of the Year. That was your request game. Is that correct?
Yep. When I won Gamer of the Year, I announced it on stream. I was like, "Dude, I want Air Guys. Get it out here. I love it."
What was your? I think you have the. Do you have the hot side for Air Guys? If I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah. Once it was finally on the floor, when they made the bunker expansion, which is all the way in the back, in the darker area, they had Air Guys there. So I was constantly on that game. I wanted to study other characters and try to keep gunning for that high score. I was able to once see it, but I was like, nah, I can get a higher score than that. And then my goal was 100,000, and that's what I got. And once I got that score, it was off the floor.
Oh, no way!
So,
Probably because you're like the face of GGA, and they didn't want nobody to capture that. That's probably why. That's what I'm thinking, at least.
could be, but yeah, very happy to see it in the Canton expansion. That was like probably the only game I played when I went there that day.
Nice. So, note to my head: if it's Air Guys for Bloody Wars, we're seeing you next.
You'll see that or King of Fighters 15, not 15, 13.
13.
What
would be the difference? How familiar are you with the King of Fighters series? Because I know there's like a bunch of them out there. I think there's like one recently they made recently as well.
Yeah, that was 15. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So what's that been like for you for regarding King of Fighters?
Well, I don't know. I only saw clips of it on YouTube and stuff, and like looking up obscure fighting games, and I think King of Fighters was on that list. I remember seeing I'm gonna be a little weird, but I saw a top 5 hottest female fighters, and Mai Shiranui was on that list, and I was like, what game is this? And then eventually I saw it at GGA, and I started playing it. I started playing King of Fighters 13, which is the probably their best one in the series. And I just I got hooked. It's a lot of fun. And I was going for scoring, and I think I have the high score in that, along with King of Fighters 98 for the Arcade Wars tournament.
Oh wow!
So yeah,
What
it
was
does. Oh, when was that?
Yeah.
That was a couple of years ago. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but I remember back to back. Arcade Wars had Golden Axe, and Doc texted me. He's like, "Hey, come in here and set a monster score." So I did, and then the month after that was King of Fighters 98. I was like, "Well, now I got to do it again."
Nah. Did it take that one?
Oh yeah, yeah.
No.
I set a new house record on it that month.
Nice.
And it's still standing. But yeah, King of Fighters, I've always liked it. I'm gonna publicly say that Mai Shiranui is like my all-time favorite female fighter. Like, you would think Katana or Melina because I love Mortal Kombat. No, dude, it's Mai. I have her tattooed on my damn leg, man.
Really? Are you gonna see it?
Not here. I'm not gonna stand up and make a fool out of myself, but
No.
if you want a better look of it, go on my Facebook or my Instagram. It's same as the Twitch name, Shagrath818, but you'll see a better look of it. It takes up like the whole calf, and I'm not ashamed or to say that it's there.
I mean, hey, I've never, I would have never thought I would have like a fighting game character as a tattoo. I mean, didn't you have a Mortal Kombat tattoo somewhere?
Yeah. So this
logo,
I can show because it's not on my leg and I don't have to stand up like an idiot. But you got Mortal Kombat here. This is my first one. I think I was 19. And my first tattoo was this with color. And it was later I discovered that the tattoo on the torso is one of the most painful places. And they weren't kidding around. I almost passed out when they were doing the lining.
Oh my god!
So,
how long did that take?
Oh man, it was a good maybe 2 hours because my friend was there. He was getting something done. So after the lining was done, there was a Los Burritos next door. So got something to eat, came back, and then we colored it in. That was good.
Nice. That was probably I was trying to probably next month or so, probably gonna get like a sleeve here with more of like maybe like a scorpion type of thing, because I'm like maybe like a Mortal Kombat type of gamer as well. Not as much as, I'm not a Shady's lover or anything, or it could be. I don't know.
No, it doesn't have to be like a skill thing. Like, if it's something you have a passion for, then I would say it's tattoo worthy.
Or maybe Power Stone. Maybe Power Stone. I might get like little stones over here.
Yeah, get the stones.
Yeah, all three of them.
Yeah, I'd say it's just if it's something you like a lot, or you have a passion for, or even a hobby, I'd say it's tattoo worthy. I mean, like my whole right arm is dedicated to my all-time favorite bands, so I've wanted that since high school.
Oh wow, you've worn it since high school. Wow. So
well, I've wanted it since high school. Okay,
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you definitely accomplished that goal.
Absolutely, and it's not over yet. I would like to get more done. I just don't know what or where. I have ideas. I just don't know where I would like.
What ideas are you thinking of now that we're on that topic?
Well, going back to the whole band thing, Typo Negative, their album "Life Is Killing Me," that was a favorite of mine, and I like the album cover. It's just a lifeline, just flatlining.
Oh, okay, something simple.
Something simple. I thought maybe on the back of my arm here, Not sure where yet though. I got a lot of ideas.
I was thinking like maybe if it was a half, like if it's a lifeline, maybe like something like right here or something going through your veins or something. I don't know. That could be.
That's what I was thinking. And maybe the date when their frontman died. That was a tough time for me because I was in high school. My all time favorite band, their frontman died when I was still in high school, so I took it pretty rough.
Was it like are you into like heavy metal type genre? Is that your type of genre that you listen to?
Oh yeah, being a well-rounded musician throughout high school and college, um, I've expanded my music horizons until I do like a lot of genres. I'm no stranger to rap, but metal has always been like a key thing. That's always my go-to. Like since I was a kid, because I had two older brothers, and like once they got into it, they started playing it more around me, and then I got hooked. So
For sure. Well, I'll help you come up with tattoo ideas a little bit more if you let me. I think I have a good
like
idea.
Plachy versus Vale, just going down.
Yeah, your face and Norbert's face. I don't know if you want Norbert's face in there, but I mean something along the lines.
Yeah, that's what I want to look at every time I stare in the mirror. I want Norbert's face on my arm.
I don't know how Norbert's gonna respond to that, but oh man,
It's motivation. I want to win.
Beat Norbert. It's my goal. Dethrone him. I mean, you were close until that what's his name came in. Oh, that was crazy. I'm still mad at that.
No, I mean,
it was a no. It was a mission. Go ahead.
I could take an L, especially from a skilled player. Like I could take an L in bracket. What I wasn't gonna take was that it was he was called in at last minute just for spite. I'm not gonna name drop, but it's like I knew I could.
It was for me. The whole thing was for me. You don't have to name drop anything. I'll confess.
But I knew I could take the bracket, and I wanted to.
Yeah.
But just that that little thing happened, and I lost to Mo, who was Team GGA. He's one of the best UMK3 players in the world. So
I've heard about that,
and he knows the meta for those games in MK4. So at the time, when I faced him a second time, I was like, okay, I know what I'm getting myself into. But I took the L. But yeah, sure. It was just it was kind of disappointing because I knew I could have taken that one.
Well, I mean, if we name drop air guys, you're gonna take that one. I know that one for sure.
Yeah, that's that's a fun game. I think a lot, like not just for my sake, but I feel like if I were hosting a bracket, I would like to pick games that people would get an interest in, where like they would play a match, win or lose, they'd be like, this game is fun as hell. So that's right. Definitely what Air Guys has. I think a lot of people can enjoy it.
I think you're one of those guys as well, for sure. I think you could take that bracket if you wanted to. I don't know who's Shady gonna call next. I don't know who's Shady gonna call, but I mean, I think you're one of the top guys for that game. So who knows? I mean, I have full faith in you for that game. There was a question that popped up from Steven Lucas. I guess what was it? It was if you were to win Gamer of the Year a second time, what would you choose to add into the arcade floor next, and which game should be 1000? Game 1000.
Well, it's not an easy question because I already got what I wanted.
Right. MK1 back.
Maybe. Yeah, that's
Really?
a tough one.
Oh,
I got no answer for that because I got Air Guys. That's what I wanted. No other games off the top of my head that I would request. You know what I would
So-
request? I would like a guest appearance from Ed Boon if I won Gamer of the
Oh.
Year.
that's a first.
I
You would
wanna-
have said that on stream.
I want him to sign everything.
Yeah. Sign everything that you have. Complete your books and your collection.
Yep, the comic books, I have a wooden sculpted Mortal Kombat Dragon logo that like pretty much everyone has signed. So there's definitely a spot there for him.
Guess undecided. So I guess the second question that he asked was, what would Game 1000 be? If you're at
Dark Presence. No,
Oh, I don't think that's gonna be there, but
I don't think so either. But a lot of people are expecting it. If Dark Presence were to be released, it would have its own. It would have its own event. It wouldn't be during an anniversary or a Gamer of the Year announcement. I think if it was Dark Presence coming out, Doc would make this event huge, not just the GGA, but this game that's been in development for so long, and he's put a lot of effort and hard work into it. He's going to make that event big
for sure. And I mean, but like, I can understand why people say that, because now that they've got like a game programmer out to like help out with the game, what else is there need to be done? I can see why they would say that. So no, yeah, off the charts. I agree with you based off of what you said. So what would the game be?
Probably something that nobody's expecting. Maybe an unreleased prototype, or something that's been long gone since the arcade scene, and he found a copy of this one game and brought it back to the scene. Like
Sure.
like what's that Sega game he keeps talking about? The flying game that makes you go spin all around and you get
360?
Yeah, that. Like probably
Interesting.
something obscure like that. That's been, I guess, it was in the arcades, but now it's long gone. Super rare. Nobody can find it. He would probably have something like that for 1,000.
You think go ahead? Yeah.
Or just a game that's never been released.
You would think that's interesting that you said that, because I had a conversation about this with someone else about the R360, just for that game to be out in the public itself. Like you just said, it's a very rare game, and for someone to put that rare game out there, how it takes you all the way through and 360, like a roller coaster. I would compare that game to a roller coaster. I would expect every single anyone that comes in here to play that game. I feel like it's going to be a highly like a huge damaged game. I don't know. That's if that game were to be in the public. I mean, if someone wants to schedule an appointment for someone to play that game, I mean, I think that would be cool. But I don't know. I think it just defeats the rarity or the value if someone plays on it nonstop. I don't know. It might tire itself out.
Yeah, just something rare and obscure that no one's haven't seen yet or hasn't seen in a good 30 years. And
So
I know R360 is there. I've played it. I'm just saying, Stephen Lucas, that if Game 1000 would be something similar to that.
Okay, I can see that. What about Guitar Hero? What do you think about that?
Personally, I like it.
You're a guitar player.
I've done a lot of Guitar Hero and Rock Band throughout high school and college, and in the arcade scene, no. That's more of a what you would say a redemption game, like kind of like a ticket game, but you don't get tickets for it, you just play. So I don't ever see that being part of GGA because it's kind of too modern, you know. You can go to Dave & Buster's and play that.
So is that one game that you have, Alien Syndrome. So is that game as well.
Alien Syndrome. Do you mean
or
Aliens Armageddon or Extermination?
I think that's what it is. But you understand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they have that on the floor still. Armageddon, I think. I don't know. It's just a thought. I mean,
yeah.
I'm shocked. Go ahead.
But I do like Guitar Hero. I was, one of the few people to play the Dragon Force songs on Expert. So, like like that Through the Fire and Flames, that intro with all the hammer-ons, like that's what I did for most of my time in 8th grade was master that intro, both hands. So it's, I'd say that's an accomplishment.
Yeah, it would be. I can see that. Dark Presence as 1,000. I don't know. We'll see.
I feel like if Dark Presence were to come out, Doc would make it a lot bigger event than just an anniversary or Gamer of the Year.
The grand opening of Dark Presence. Yeah, he would have to have a separate event for that. I know everyone will like the tournaments and everything. He would probably have like a tournament lined up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like not just the game coming out, but like, have a side bracket too that they're going to stream.
Or someone compete for points or T20. I don't know.
Yeah.
Speaking of T20, you were participating in T20 last year. That was it was a fighting game, kind of like a fighting game, but the second player couldn't have access to it.
Was it Oni, the Ninja Master?
Ninja something, yeah, that type of game.
I think it's Oni, like ONI, and then like the caption underneath was like, I don't know, it was either The Last Ninja or what was the first thing I said? The ninja fight? I don't know.
Ninja fight, yeah. No, I get it. I get it though. How's because I know you played on that. I think you took first from that game. How do you like that game? And are you thinking about doing T20 next year or for this year, I should say?
Well, I thought that game was cool. There was it gave me kind of a modern Kung Fu Master or like a modern day Yi Kung Fu where you pick one of 3 characters and you just go through the roster like of these obscure giant monsters. I thought it was a cool concept, a cool game, and I did spend a lot of time on it. And I guess I did get the high score on it. I know after T20, I've been practicing it a lot. The final boss is very unforgiving, so if you're going to try to go for a score or a 1cc, good luck on that part. But it's a fun game.
Sure.
To answer that last question, if I was Gamer of the Year again, that would probably be my request because I did enjoy playing that game a lot.
Nice. I mean, it's probably going to be on the floor sometime soon, especially if it was a T20 game.
I'm hoping. Like I tune into every Monday Mystery stream, and I'm just hoping that not only just a T20 pick, but if it was something I'm familiar with, then I'd definitely come out and start practicing for it.
Sorry about the camera, folks. Got a little technical difficulties, I guess. But no, I completely, that game, I mean, a lot of people like to play on that for T20, and like I said, you had first on that game. That should be good.
And to
Sorry
answer
about
that
that.
answer the
Go
other
ahead.
question, T20 this
Yeah.
year, there's a
Mhm.
lot going on in August for me. So it's no guarantees that I'll play or not, but you know, the wife and I have our hobbies. We go to a lot of horror movie conventions and collect autographs from like actors from movies that we know and grew up with. So at Flashback this year, they're having a reunion of the Warriors, so that's definitely attending that, and that's also in August. And then on top of that, I think there's Fan Expo.
Mhm.
There's some familiar names there. Might go there for
Sure.
a day.
Oh, nice.
And then of course, like the year anniversary at GGA, you
Of
always got to
course.
attend that to show your support. And then my birthday on the 18th, and I host a private event every birthday. So it's
Oh, am I
you know,
invited?
who knows?
Well, who knows? What do you
But
usually do for your birthday?
so since maybe since 2015,
Mhm.
I started hosting brackets on my birthday.
Really?
Called
Wow.
it's called Chris Placky's Birthday Beatdown, and it's got a solid lineup of games, like games that people are familiar with to bring the crowds in,
Uh-huh.
and then some obscure games that people haven't heard of, but they end up liking it once they play in it.
Nice.
But yeah, I try to do at least 4 brackets a year. But if people are demanding it, then I'll get a 5th one in there. But
It's crazy.
top 3 on each bracket, they'll get some cash along with a bottle of booze because it's my birthday. You got to drink.
Hey.
So the prizes are rewarding, and I haven't seen any disappointment yet. People are always looking forward to the next year, and I'm just saying, hey, I'm already planning it. So
Oh wow. So this is something that I do, but on your birthday. Oh, that's pretty rewarding. That's nice. So, speaking of hosting and speaking of tournaments, we've got the upcoming one for Bloody Wars, Super Dragon Ball Z. Are you familiar with Dragon Ball? Do you watch the show at all? Or
yeah, I'm no stranger to the series. I'm not a diehard fan like a lot of people, but I do know the characters and the plot of the original series. I played, growing up in the neighborhood with a lot of kids that were really into Dragon Ball, so they got me into playing the old Dragon Ball Z Budokai games, which those games are a lot of fun. So I am familiar with the series.
nice. So, like I said, the Super Dragon Ball Z coming up. It was released from 2005 on the PS2. We've got that tournament coming up, lined up. We even got, and I'll present it again, the Akira Toriyama memorial sketch of Goku, signed by Akira himself. Pretty prestigious piece, a highly collectible piece, if you ask me. But like I said, we've got that going. Would that be something, or if that would that be a game that you would have interest in, or what do you think about that game or that tournament?
I could have an interest in playing, just
Sure.
casually.
Mhm.
If I were to get into Bloody Wars or a competitive scene with that game, I'd get mopped because I haven't played it before. But as a game in general, I would say, yeah, I'd give it a whirl.
Sure.
Competitive wise, I'm not ready for it yet.
Sure. No, that makes sense. And June. Well, I mean, June's it's still May. Still got some time. That's if you want to, but still, hey, You're one of our top competitors. So
I will say, if you had Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 in there,
okay.
that's one I did play.
We're making progress. We're making progress. All right, good to know. Good to know.
I mean, it's a PS2 game, so I don't know if it'll ever make Bloody Wars unless you're doing console ports now. But we'll see.
We will see. All right. And then on top of that, after the Super Dragon Ball Z tournament, we've got Power Stone selected as the next game after Super Dragon Ball Z. I know you've mentioned the game Power Stone just to try to compare Air Guys as the game that you're into. Would that be a game that you're interested in because you'd like to compare it to Power Stone?
Yeah, I did mess with Power Stone for a little bit. Just not for scoring purposes. I just wanted to try it, and yeah, I'd say it does remind me a lot of Air Guys, so it could be something I'd be into if I dedicated the time to it. But what everybody wants to see is you playing.
I was not expecting you to say that, Chris.
Come on. You know how much you love that. You love bragging about that score.
I love Power Stone, but it's not. Come on. You're not. You know what? I'll tell you this.
I think people want to see how good you are. We need a promo. Yeah. We're calling you out, JP. Everybody in the chat. I want to see. Call them out.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Let's see how many people pop in. Oh, man. Look what you did, Chris. Look what you did. I'll tell you this. You're not the first person to tell me that. That's why I had to bring that up. You're not the first. And I don't think you're going to be the last either. So, we will see. Who knows? Who knows?
Some people want to see me play in my own brackets too when I host the birthday events. And I thought about and you could probably have this idea too for Power Stone, but it's like, hey, I won't play in the bracket, but the winner of the bracket plays me, and if they win, they get an extra prize.
You're pulling the Shang Tsung, huh?
Yeah, but it's like, you still get your prize money and stuff, sure. But if you beat me, you get a little extra something.
Oh, I see what
so,
you
did.
Final boss.
Yeah. So let's say if they do lose to you, they still win. They still win the prize money and whatever they got from the bracket.
Well, that would make sense. I mean, if I would have put a cash money prize or whatever special event item is there, you got to beat me for the belt. I don't know, something along those lines. I don't know. We'll see.
It's an idea that I was thinking of, But if you wanna try it out for size, see what people think.
If I am even a Shang Tsung of Power Stone, I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, it's like saying if you host another MK tournament, and if someone wins that bracket, and it's like, all right, bonus round, you have to play Shady, and it's
we should have done that for MK1. You be first place, and MK1 now you gotta go through Shady. 2 out of 3.
If you win, you get a little extra, like a little extra prize, an extra day pass or maybe a little extra dough. And if you lose, you still get the prize you won from the bracket. So it's kind of like a win-win thing.
Sure. Yeah, beat the final boss though. That's the main thing. I'm glad that you mentioned that because with you versus Shady from the last Bloody Wars event, you guys were close. And it's not the first time you've gone head to head against Shady. So what's that been like? Give us a taste of what's that been like. Have you been beating Shady before? Because I know you've taken a win off of Shady. You've put him in the losers in Bloody Wars. But what's that been like between you two?
I would say at the beginning, when I started getting into the competitive scene, getting more involved in the FGC, that was during the MK11 days. And yeah, every time I went to Ghost Battle Series every Thursday, I'd always get destroyed But the more I had casuals with these people, especially when crossplay came out, that was a big part of helping me level up. So I'd have casuals with not only GGA Shady, but McCuddy, also Jeremiah, from time to time, Tento, all these great players. So it really did pay off a lot, getting more familiar with the meta of these modern MK games, and it's paid off too, as you saw in Bloody Wars. It's I can hold my ground, and I have beaten Shady before at the FGC meetups, so
Yeah, I've heard stories coming from Shady's perspective. That's why I wanted to ask you that. I wanted to get your perspective on those events. Because they're like I said, you're like neck and neck with each other. So could we potentially see that again from Combo Breaker this time?
You probably won't, because we're in two separate pools.
Sure. Okay.
But we'll see how it plays out. Like, this is my first time attending, so, and I know the competition is very stiff, and it's a pro scene, so a lot of killers and a lot of different brackets too. So not saying you'll see me and Shady play against each other, but we'll at least be there to represent.
Sure. For sure. No, I can understand that.
Not saying not saying I'm representing, but I'm trying my hardest to get on Team GGA. So that's where a lot of the inspiration comes from. Like, I want to be treated as an equal to the rest of the fighting game players in this community, and I want to be able to represent this arcade community that's done so much for me over the years. Like, it's never been about like, oh yeah, pay for my registration, pay for my flight to Evo. Like, it's never been about money. Like, I want to represent this community because they done a lot for me, with Gamer of the Year, giving me the reputation that I have as a gamer.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want to, I guess,
pay it back,
return the favor, as you could say, and fight for them in these scenes.
Well, I mean, let's say if it's like, if something does happen, Team Bloody Wars is open.
I didn't know that was still going on.
I mean, we're trying. We're sending a few people to Combo Breaker. I think Norbert will be there. He's going to be taking.
Is that where the icon is? Like, it'll say Bloody Wars and then his tags right to Ryu.
We're gonna get him a T-shirt for that. We're gonna get him a T-shirt. Yeah.
Who else have you recruited?
We've recruited Damien. I think he's gonna be taking on Street Fighter 6 as well. Most of the guys are like Street Fighter type guys. So,
there's been a lot of hype around Tekken. I'm surprised, they're not going towards that. I know Norbert is really into Tekken.
Oh, for sure. I think he's, like I said, he's more of like most of the community are like Street Fighter type of guys. I haven't heard much about Tekken 8 as far as like, competing wise is concerned. I know for like tournaments, like if something we're gonna be doing for like Tekken, people will like sign up for. But if it's like something major, like with Combo Breaker or like Frosty, maybe Street Fighter. Especially now that Akuma's coming out. So
yep, I heard a lot of hype around Akuma.
Yeah, so I know you're not a big Street Fighter type of guy, but
I'm not. But 6 is kind of making me turn my head a little.
How so?
Oh, it looks beautiful.
For sure.
The presentation, and Shady was explaining how the button mapping isn't as crazy as Tekken 8 is. You can fit everything on one pad. So, if that's possible, and if I could understand the mechanics and stuff, you could see me getting into it.
Ooh, okay.
I'm not going to be good, but it's
That's
gonna.
something.
But yeah, Street Fighter 6 is like, it's kind of convincing me. Like, yeah, maybe I should give this game a try. It looks great. I like whenever there's casuals going on, like even at FGC meetups, when I'm not playing an MK, like I'm looking at Street Fighter because it's so cool to watch.
I see. But like I said, I mean, you're huge into the community. You're huge into the FGC scene. You're trying to like do whatever it takes to get up to the mountains, and with you practicing on these types of games, you're trying. So that's what we like to see for fighting games, especially there's tournaments going on. There's competition everywhere. That's what we like to see. So, is there anything that you want to say to the Bloody Wars roster, or anything you want to say to the GGA community as we, getting ready to like hit the road with Dragon Ball that's coming up?
Well, I'd say for the GGA community, there's if you're going for Gamer of the Year, you gotta really get involved. There's more to it than just fighting games, And as for Bloody Wars, yeah, get some air guys in there. Get some KOF in there. I wanna. You'll see me at those. You'll see me at Darkstalkers, Vampire Savior. So I'm. If any of those get announced, like, yeah, I'll attend for sure.
All right, noted.
Maybe bring back the retro MKs, like either UMK3, MK1, whatever.
MK3 Ultimate. We haven't done that yet.
Oh, I'll be there.
All right, hopefully without Mo. Noted. So he doesn't have to come after you. That's funny. That's hilarious. Well, Chris, thank you for attending to this podcast, and thank you for just talking to me and letting everyone know what's up. How have you been? It's been a while since we've seen you in person, so hopefully after this podcast you'll make it out here more often. So who knows?
I'm already taking note of that. A lot of the practice, or a lot of my time, is being used just to practice for Combo Breaker. So once this weekend's up, I'm gonna get back to the grind on maybe practicing some games that I could set scores on at GGA. So yeah, sometime during the week you might see me there.
That's what we like to see. All right, Chris. Thank you for meeting me. Thank you for this time, and we'll see you later on.
All right, cool. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks, Chris. You hear it, folks. This is Chris Plachy, your former Galloping Ghost Gamer of the Year. That was him tuning in and making his presence known. That was him, folks. Chris Plachy, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, for some reason, due to my scheduling, I don't know what's up with that, but the next Bloodcast episode will be on Wednesday. It's weird. I don't know why my schedule's like that for some reason, but my Bloodcast episode will be next Wednesday. So note that down, folks. Wednesday next week, Bloodcast. So just note this up. Hopefully that'll be my first and last Bloodcast episode that'll happen on Wednesday. But yeah, I hope you guys liked the episode. And yes, tune in to the Crimecade on Thursday, and Stephen Lucas will be interviewing Fat Chris on Thursday. So make sure you tune into that. And like I said, folks, thank you so much for tuning in to this Bloodcast episode number 5. Until next time, folks, this is JP Pitts, your host of the Bloody Wars Tournament. For more information on how you can sign up today just go to www.bloody-wars-tournament.com. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into this stream, and we will see you in the next one.